Thanks for joining me today for this grammar tutorial. In this video, I will go through the parts of speech in English and give you a brief overview of each one. By the end of this video, you'll have a basic understanding of the parts of speech in English and be able to identify each in a sentence. I will follow up this video by giving more detailed information about each part of speech in future videos. Before I get into today's lesson, let me first say that if you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section below. I promise I will answer all of your questions. Also, be sure and visit my website, John's ESL Community, where you'll find lots of information designed to help you improve your English. The link is in the description. Now let's get started. The 9 parts of speech in the English language are verbs, nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, determiners, and interjections. Let's start with verbs. Verbs are words that show action or state of being. Let's look at a sentence. The girls walk to school every morning. The verb in this sentence is walk. It's an action verb. It's something that the girls do. I also said verbs show a state of being. What exactly do I mean by that? Let's take this sentence. I am a man. Can you tell me the verb? If you guess the verb is am, you would be correct. Am is a form of the to be verb. The to be verb includes am, is, are, was, and were. They identify existence. So the verb am in the sentence, I am a man, identifies me as a male person. It's also important for you to remember that verbs are the most important words in a sentence. If the sentence does not have a verb, it is not a sentence. Also, if the verb is in the wrong tense, for example, past tense when it should be present tense, it changes the entire meaning of the sentence. Now let's talk about nouns. Nouns are words that are used to identify people, places, or things. In the sentence, John teaches English at a university, there are 3 nouns. Can you tell me what they are? The 3 nouns are John, university, and English. John is a noun that identifies a person. University is a noun that identifies a place, and English is a noun that identifies a thing. There are many types of nouns in the English language. There's common nouns, proper nouns, mass nouns, count nouns, and non-count nouns. I will go into more detail about these various types of nouns in a future video. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that information. Now, let's talk about pronouns. Pronouns are words that are used to replace nouns in a sentence. Let's look at an example. Mary spent all day playing with Mary's puppy because Mary loved Mary's puppy very much. Sounds strange, doesn't it? It sounds strange because it is strange. We don't talk like that. So let's replace some of the nouns with pronouns and see how the sentence sounds. The new sentence would be, Mary spent all day playing with her puppy because she loved it very much. Sounds better, doesn't it? There are 3 types of pronouns. Subject pronoun, object pronoun, and possessive pronoun. The subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Object pronouns are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. And finally, the possessive pronouns are my, mine, our, ours, your, yours, their, theirs, his, and hers. There are other pronouns, but I'm not going to get into them in this video, but I promise I will cover them in a future video, so please be sure to subscribe. Now let's talk about adjectives. Adjectives are used to give more information about nouns within a sentence. They answer questions such as, how big is it? What color is it? What's it made of? What kind is it? Etc. If I said to you, I have a car, how much would you know about my car? Nothing really. You just know I have a car. But if I said to you, I have a little red plastic race car, now you have more information about the car that I have. You know the size, it's little. You know the color, it's red. You know what it's made of, it's plastic. And you know what kind of car it is, it's a race car. So you now know a lot about the car. Why? Because the adjectives gave you additional information that you didn't have previously. The next part of speech is the adverb. Adverbs give more information about adjectives, verbs, and other adverbs. They answer questions such as how, when, where, how many or how much, and in what manner. Can you spot the adverbs in this sentence? He seldom goes to school on time because he's somewhat lazy and he really hates to get up early in the morning. The adverbs are seldom, somewhat, really, and early. Seldom tells us something about the verb goes. Somewhat tells us something about the adjective lazy. Really tells us something about the verb hates. And early tells us something about the time in the morning. So as you can see, adverbs are very useful words, and they can help you sound like a sophisticated English speaker if used properly. The next part of speech is prepositions. Prepositions are used to show a relationship among words in a sentence. They are used before nouns, pronouns, or other words within a sentence, and typically express a relationship of time or place. Let's look at an example. I went shopping on Monday at 11 o'clock in the morning. The shopping mall was busy, so I had to park in the 6th floor parking garage. In the sentence, I went shopping on Monday at 11 o'clock in the morning, on, at, and in are all prepositions of time. They tell you when I went shopping. I went shopping on Monday. I went shopping at 11 o'clock. I went shopping in the morning. In the sentence, the shopping mall was busy, so I had to park in the 6th floor parking garage. In is a preposition of place, and it tells you where I parked my car. I parked my car in the 6th floor parking garage. That brings us to the part of speech known as conjunctions. Many students confuse conjunctions and prepositions, but they're very different and they serve very different purposes within a sentence. I have left a link in the description where you can find more information about how to use conjunctions, so please check that out. Conjunctions include words such as and, or, so, but, and because. So what are conjunctions used for? Conjunctions are used to connect and show a relationship between two or more nouns or two or more sentences that can be joined to make one sentence. Let's look at an example. Mike and Mary are going to the movie. In this sentence, there's a relationship between the two nouns, Mike and Mary. They're both going to the same place and they're going together. In the next example, we're going to join two sentences together to show a contrast between Mike and Mary. The two sentences we're going to use are Mike is going to the movie, Mary is going to school. So we want to join these two sentences with a conjunction so that they form one sentence. So the two sentences joined together with but would look like this. Mike is going to the movie, but Mary is going to school. The conjunction in the sentence indicates that there is a contrasting relationship between the two people. One person, Mike, is going one place, the movie. Another person, Mary, is going to a different place, school. So there's a contrast between the two people and the two places where they're going. We can also use conjunctions to show cause and effect. For example, in the sentence, Steve did not go to work because he was sick. There is a cause and effect. The cause, he was sick. The effect, Steve did not go to work. We could also use the conjunction so, and the sentence would be, Steve was sick, so he did not go to work. Now let's talk about the part of speech known as determiners. There are many words that function as determiners in the English language, but the determiners I'm going to talk about today are also called articles, and there are three of them: and the. The article or a and an are both used when a noun is first referenced in a sentence. The article the is used in any reference after that to the same noun. Let's look at these two sentences. A dog was barking outside my window. I got upset and threw a book at the dog so it would be quiet. In the first sentence, I tell you there's a dog outside my window. I use the article a because it's the first mention of this particular dog. I haven't said anything about the dog previously. It's the first time I've said anything about the dog. In the second sentence, I use the article the because I'm talking about the same dog. A dog is outside my window. I threw a book at the dog. They're the same dog in two different sentences. One final word about articles. A and an both mean one and can only be used with singular nouns. So a dog, one dog. An apple, one apple. Also, some English teachers and some grammar books will refer to the articles as limiting adjectives. Whether or not you call them adjectives, determiners, or articles really isn't important. What is important is that you know how to use them and when to use them. The last part of speech is the interjection. Interjections are words that don't have any real meaning and are used to show emotion. Interjections include words such as wow, ouch, oh, and hooray. If you're walking in your room and you hit your toe against a table leg, you're likely to say, ouch, that hurt. So ouch is a word that shows emotion and indicates that you've hurt yourself. If you're out in nature and there's an amazing sunset, you might say, wow, look at that sunset. Isn't it beautiful? Wow shows your emotional state at the time. So the words don't have any meaning. They're only used to show your emotions at the time that you use them. Some of them show anger, some show surprise, some show delight, but they don't have any real meaning. That's the parts of speech in English. Let's recap. Verbs. Verbs are words that are used to show action or state of being. They're the most important words in a sentence. Nouns. Nouns are words that identify people, places, and things. Pronouns. Pronouns are used to replace nouns in a sentence to make your speech sound more natural. Adjectives. Adjectives are used to give more information about nouns in a sentence. They answer questions such as how big, what kind, what color, etc. Adverbs. Adverbs are used to give more information about adjectives, verbs, and other adverbs. They answer questions such as how often, how much, how many, or in what manner. Prepositions. Prepositions show a relationship between nouns and time or place. Conjunctions. Conjunctions are used to join two or more nouns in a sentence or to join two or more sentences to form one sentence. Determiners, or articles. These are used to indicate whether the noun being referenced in a sentence is known or unknown. A and an are used when the noun is unknown. The is used with a noun when the noun is known. Interjections. Interjections are words that don't have any real meaning, but are used to show emotion. I hope this video has helped you understand the parts of speech in English and how they're used. I will be posting future videos that will go into more detail about the use of each of the parts of speech. So be sure and subscribe so you don't miss those. I have also left links in the description to my website, John's ESL Community, where you'll find lots of information that will help you improve your English. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends and classmates. And as always, thanks for watching.